Hello everyone, welcome to EnviroPioneers. In this video, we will learn about light pollution. When we talk about environmental pollution, it is mainly because of the humans and their inventions. And out of all the various pollution, the light pollution, it gets the least attention. Light pollution, it is also known as luminous or photopollution, and it refers to the excessive or inappropriate use of outdoor artificial light. And it can also be defined as the alteration or degradation of natural light in the environment by the introduction of artificial light. This light pollution, it is a global issue, and it became very obvious when the World Atlas of Night Sky Brightness was published in 2016. This Atlas of Night Sky Brightness, it is a computer generated map which is based on thousands of satellite photos. This image has been taken from the website of the Dark Sky Organization, and it represents the World Atlas of the Night Sky Brightness published in 2016. And this is a composite image of the Earth at night, which is made using the data from the visible infrared imaging radiometer suit instrument, which is placed on the Xiaomi NPP spacecraft. And this atlas, it is available online for viewing, and it shows how and where our globe is lit up at night. And through this map, we came to know that the vast areas of the North America, Europe, the Middle East, and the Asia, they are glowing with light, while only the most remote regions on the earth like the Siberia, Sahara, and the Amazon, they are in the total darkness. And some of the most light polluted countries in the world as per this map are the Singapore, Qatar, and the Kuwait. In the natural condition or in the natural environment, the lighting levels are governed by the natural celestial sources like the moon, natural atmospheric emissions, the stars, the Milky Way, and the zodiacal light. And during the moonless night, the luminescence of the clear sky away from the Milky Way and the zodiacal light is about 22 magnitude per square arc second in the Johnson-Cousins V band, and this is equivalent to 1.7 into 10 to the power minus 4 candela per square meter. Now this Johnson's Cousins V band, it is a type of filter or passband that is used in the astronomy to observe the celestial objects, and the sky brightness, it is measured in the magnitude per square arc second. Magnitude, it is a common unit for measuring the brightness of astronomical objects, and it is an inverted logarithmic scale. The astronomical objects which are having the lower values of the magnitude, they are brighter, and the candela per square meter, it is the SI unit of the luminescence. But when there is artificial light, it gets scattered in the atmosphere, raising the night sky luminescence, creating the most negative effect of the light pollution, that is the artificial sky glow. The new and the revised World Atlas of Artificial Night Sky Brightness, it is published in the open access journal Science Advances, and it displays the artificial sky brightness in different or various colors as the ratio to the natural sky brightness. So here we can see fraction above the natural, and here natural sky brightness, it is assumed to be 174 micro candela per square meter, and the brightness value above this particular natural value, it is calculated as the fraction, and different fractions are displayed in different colors. So we can see here that all those places which are having these shades of the color are having the higher fraction. It means they are having the more artificial sky brightness. Here we have the satellite data showing the increased illuminated area in India from 2013 to 2021. And here we have the color gradient showing the increase in the radiance value towards the red, and the value is 10 to the power minus 9 watt per centimeter square per steradian, and the yellowish and the reddish color, it represents the higher radiance value. So we can see that from 2013 to 2021 we have the increase in the radiance at most of the places. If you want to know about the light pollution at the place where you live, here are some of the websites. So let us see the interface of each of the websites. So this is the first website, that is the New World Atlas of the Artificial Sky Brightness, and here it is mainly showing that light pollution in urban center, it creates a sky glow that can blot out the stars. So here this is the map which is showing the light pollution at different places, and the colors which are highlighted in the yellow, red, these are the places where we have the more amount of artificial sky brightness. And if you want to search for any place, you have this option. You can find the address or the place and you can search for any particular location. Second website is Blue Marble Navigator Nightlights, and it contains the nightlight imagery by the Earth Observation Group, and it has the data from 2012 to 2023. So we can zoom in any of the places and we can see the changes in the increase in the brightness value at that particular place. So we can see, we can zoom in this particular location that we have the New Delhi. If we want to see the temporal change in this particular location, we can just select the year. For example, I am selecting 2012. So you can see that the number of lights, it is less. But suppose if I am selecting 2019, it is increasing in this particular patch. And when we are selecting 2023, we can see this has increased in the outer area also. Third website is Globe at Night app, and here the sky brightness, it is mainly defined in terms of the limiting magnitude. Lower the limiting value, it means we are having the more sky brightness at that particular location. So we can see there are very few locations where we have the limiting value 7. But when we change the year, for example, if I select a random year 2010, we can see that at majority of the places, the limiting magnitude value, it falls from the 4 to 7. It means the artificial sky brightness was less in 2010 in comparison to 2025. So here we saw that the sky brightness is defined in terms of the limiting magnitude. So what does this limiting magnitude means? So we can see here at the same website that in order to quantify a star's brightness, the astronomers, they use a stellar magnitude system, and this magnitude or brightness that we observe, it depends both on the star's intrinsic brightness and its distance from the earth. And based on this, each star is assigned an apparent magnitude number, and because this magnitude scale, it is a relative scale, there is a 0 point magnitude. For example, the star Vega, which is found in the constellation Lyra, it has an apparent magnitude of 0. So it is considered as the 0 point magnitude, and any celestial objects which are brighter than Vega will be having the negative magnitudes. So here we have the Sirius, that is having the minus 1.46, and Sun's magnitude is minus 26.74. And other celestial objects which are dimmer than Vega, they will be having the positive values. It means the magnitude greater than the 0. So the dimmest object which we can see with our naked eye are the magnitude 7. So here we can see the naked eye limit at the dark side, and with the help of the telescope we can measure up to the 25th magnitude. So the larger the apparent magnitude, it means the dimmer or the fainter is the celestial object. So when we look at the sky, the darker is the sky, more faint stars we can see. Hence the limiting magnitude is greater. So as we saw here that limiting magnitude 0 and limiting magnitude 7. So limiting magnitude 0 are those places where we are having the higher artificial sky brightness, and the limiting magnitude 7 are those places which are having the darker sky. Now coming to the causes of the light pollution. As defined by the International Dark Sky Association, light pollution, it refers to any inappropriate or excessive use of artificial light which affects the humans, wildlife and the climate. So here we have some of the examples like the exterior lighting on the buildings, illuminated billboards, street light, architectural lighting, parking lots, then stadium floodlights, landscaping or unshielded porch lights on houses, factories and industries. These are some of the representation, but we may have many more sources of the artificial lights. In this image, here we have one street lamp. So when it is switched on, this is the area to be lit. So this is considered as the useful light. But apart from this area, other places are also getting illuminated. So this is referred as the glare zone. So here we can see this is the direct glare. And if this particular light is falling in any unintended area, so that is referred as the light trespass. And if there is direct upward light, or because of the reflection this light is going towards the atmosphere, so this is referred as the sky glow. So the light pollution from any artificial light source can have four components: glare, sky glow, light trespass, and the clutter. Glare is excessive brightness that causes the visual discomfort. Sky glow, it is the brightening of the night sky over the inhabited areas. And the light trespass, it is the light falling where it is not intended or needed. And the clutter is the bright, confusing, and excessive grouping of the light sources. So here we can see this is the representation of the clutter, where we are having the multiple shops and each of the shop is having their own light source. So when we have the excessive grouping of the bright light sources, this is referred as the clutter. This is representation of glare, where we have the excessive brightness from the light source. This is light trespass, where the light from the adjacent building, it is falling in the someone's room. So this is light trespass. Here we have the urban sky glow. Because of the artificial light sources, the artificial sky brightness is high. So that comes under the urban sky glow. The International Commission on Illumination, they define the light pollution as the sum total of all adverse effects of the artificial light. And the luminaires, which is also known as the light fittings, they contribute to the light pollution through their intensity, distribution, spectrum, and the flicker. So light traveling upward in the atmosphere, it undergoes Mie and the Rayleigh scattering, and it creates a widespread sky glow over the affected region. And the sky glow, it diminishes the contrast between the celestial object and their surrounding, and it masks the natural night sky spectrum, and it may disrupt the biological rhythm. Though all visible wavelength, they contribute to sky glow, but the shorter wavelength are more concerning because they have the higher scattering potential. And majority of the research, they are focused on the sky glow, but the downward directed light is equally significant because many of the animals, they rely on the ground level or the horizon based visual cues. And the light pollution in the downward direction can occur as the direct spill or the direct glare. So it is necessary to measure the light pollution. In researches related to light pollution, the data from various sensors and various instruments are utilized to quantify the amount of light pollution or to quantify the amount of artificial sky brightness. So here we have some of the example: spaceborne sensors, airborne sensors, then ground-based panchromatic sensors, and then we have the ground-based imaging sensors. So we can see here we have the digital cameras, then we have the US National Park Service All Sky imaging smartphone apps, hyperspectral cameras, a spectrometer in the ground-based imaging sensors. Then panchromatic sensors, we have the sky quality meter, again one instrument, that is TESS W. Then panchromatic smartphone apps, luminance meter, wearable devices, and in airborne sensors, we can utilize the aircraft, drones, balloons. And in the spaceborne sensors, we have some of the satellites which carry the instrument relative to the artificial sky brightness. So the applicability and the resolution of each of the method is briefly summarized in this review paper, that is how to measure the light pollution, a systematic review of methods and application. And this review paper can be downloaded through this link. There are several organizations that work in the field of the light pollution. They try to mitigate the negative effect of the artificial light sources by creating the awareness, carrying out different scientific research. So here we have some of the examples. So International Dark Sky Association, so their focus area is light pollution advocacy, dark sky conservation. Then we have the Globe at Night. So their focus area is the citizen science and the public participation. We also have the Laws of the Night Network, National Optical Astronomy Observatory, Royal Astronomical Society, International Astronomical Union, Center for the Protection of the Dark and the Quiet Sky. Then we have the Artificial Light at Nights Research Network. So these are the organization, they have different focus area, they have also their key initiatives to mitigate the artificial sky brightness. When astronomers classify how much light pollution is there at a particular location, they often use the Bortle scale, which is devised by the John Bortle, and it was first published in the popular astronomy magazine Sky and the Telescope. So rather than taking the scientific measurements of the brightness of the night sky, Bortle designed his scale for the new astronomers to use the visibility of the Milky Way and other astronomical objects to assess how dark the sky is and give it a rating between 1 and 9 on the scale he had designed. So it starts from the very first question, that can you see all the 7 of the main stars of the Ursa Minor? So if no, then can you barely see M31? If no, it means it is having the class 9. If yes, then it is having the class 8. So likewise, we have the different question, and accordingly we have the different Bortle scales. Here we have the description of the Bortle dark sky scale. So we can see we have the different columns: class, color key, naked eye limiting magnitude, sky description, Milky Way, astronomical objects, zodiacal light constellation, air glow and the clouds, nighttime scene. So as per the description which is mentioned here, if you are able to see all these things, accordingly you will be selecting the class scale. So we can see here we have the different class from 1 to 9 and different colors are mentioned. So 1, it is representing the excellent true dark skies, and as we move towards the higher value, that is towards the 9, so that represent the inner city sky. So depending upon which features we are able to observe in the sky, we can categorize that particular location in different Bortle scale. So here we have the representation of all the 9 scales. Scale 9, it represents the inner city sky, while the 1, it represents the excellent dark sky side. Artificial illumination or use of artificial light sources at night, they are having many benefits. First benefit is the safe navigation. It can be in the form of the street light for the pedestrian, vehicle headlight for the driver, navigation markers for the shipping, or tower hazard light for the aviation. Another is the commercial and the industrial operation after dark. Third is the artificial light at night. It helps us in the appreciation of the architecture as it increases its beauty. And for many people, the outdoor recreation is only possible outside the work hour in the presence of the floodlights. Though the artificial illumination is having many benefits, but still it is causing the negative effect on the environment. So in the next video, we will learn what are those negative effects and how we can contribute in reducing the light pollution. These are some of the references from where the content of today's video have been taken. We will meet soon in our next video. Thank you.